Right.
Tic tac, tic tac, tic tac. Good morning. I never thought I'd say good morning from where I'm streaming. It's normally good evening, good night, good afternoon at the very, very latest, earliest, but it's actually good morning. I have not washed my face. I have not brushed my teeth. I'm still looking fresh as a daisy, but I had to come on live to announce some amazing, amazing breaking news. And I had only one man in my life that I wanted on to share this breaking news with me. Mr. Bluechip, I know you've been having um, a traumatic last 24 hours, but my brother, how are you?
Fucking ugly. I'm the happiest man alive. Literally happiest man. The last 48 hours I was had a bit of surgery on my head, but that's all gone well. I've sent the plastering, but the news that Luis Diaz is close to becoming a Liverpool player, a player that I've certainly personally courted for the last year and a half. I from day one I said he's a perfect fit, and yeah, lo and behold, Julian Ward, Michael Edwards, Jurgen Klopp, the owners have decided that let's go and get Diaz or Luis Diaz or Luis Diaz. No matter how you can call him what you want today.
No, 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 no,
Call
no.
him what you want.
No, no,
Call him
no,
what you want.
no, 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 no.
I'll take the
Stop
floor.
right
Okay,
there.
I'll pronounce it. Yeah.
You can call him what you want. You can call me what you want. You can call Evan what he wants. You can call Keith what he wants. You can call Conroy what he wants. You can call every person that laughed at you anything you want. Because right now, right this very second, no one is more happier on the face of this earth than you. You brought this player's attention. No, you brought this player to my attention over a year and a half ago, and you said, and there was no Liverpool interest. You said, have a look at this player, Grizz. This player, in my opinion, your opinion, sorry, you were saying to this to me, this player, in my opinion, suits Liverpool to the ground. I then done my own bit of studying research, and it took me about a couple of months, you will admit, to say, you're right, this guy is fantastic. Tell me what you thought about this player when you saw him, what you liked about this player, what caught your eye about this player.
It's the way he plays football. He's tenacious. He's quick. He can be a bully. He presses well, and when I mean presses well, he can harass for 90 minutes. We saw glimpses of that in the Champions League game, albeit he didn't really shine against us. But he's a player who had a phenomenal Copa America. I think that's where it was, Grizz, where you said, Avi, yeah, watching him in the Copa America, he is the player now. I do agree, and he just gone on from strength. We probably needed to see some more goals and assists from him, and we've seen that this season. He's had an electric season. He's winning games for Porto, technically just carrying them through from the first to the 90th minute. He reminds me so much of Suarez, a player that doesn't give up and just knows now that at that level, that next club he goes to, which is, fortunately, it is us, Liverpool, he's just going to take it another level. And him under Klopp, it's going to be explosive. It's going to be explosive because there's another two levels in this. There's another two gears, as they say, in this player. He's just absolutely amazing. And I've got to be quiet because my wife's sleeping, and she said, "Yeah, you can go on the stream quickly." But he's fucking amazing, and I'm over the moon that we've got him. I can't actually describe like how excited or how happy I am because I am so sedated under medication, whatnot. But Grizz,
I don't think you need to describe how you're feeling. I think the majority of our subscribers, our viewers, our listeners, bless them all. There's nearly 200 of you guys in the building already. Please like the stream for the sake of this man who has gone through surgery in the last 24 hours, but yet had to come on the stream and speak about Luis Diaz, who hasn't been announced by Liverpool, but from what I know, the medical is already being planned and arranged. Have you? I tweeted something a few weeks ago where everyone was going mad about the price because he had a £60 million release clause. And everyone, do you remember we had a lot of conversation on Twitter? We had a lot of conversation off air, on air with mates and everyone.
Yeah, and you called it, you wouldn't pay it.
And people saying that, 60 million. And I said, look, I believe Liverpool, I believe Liverpool think they can get him for the around 40 million mark. The Jota figure, which we always discuss, that's our, what's the word, Avi? That's Liverpool's go-to figure, isn't it? Around 40 million, 50 million pound players. Neil Jones, Dave Maddock, Paul Joyce have all today confirmed that the deal is in the region of 37 million pound with add-ons. We don't know the exact amount of add-ons. The reason they say is we've been sort of speed tracked into this deal is because of the Spurs' interest. It's the right thing to do, right? We could not let him go.
Yeah, to be honest, we were going to get a player of his ilk, and especially it can be a complex deal because of Porto. We always thought summer, but because Tottenham have gone in there, who, to be honest, because he would have fit Tottenham, and especially Conte, the way Conte is, that aggressiveness, he would have been a perfect fit for them. But luckily, he isn't. He's a perfect fit for us, and we've nipped in there. We hardly do deals, but this deal is as exciting as Virgil was exciting for me, but it's as exciting as Suarez was, who happens to also have a Luis Diaz in his name. So it's as exciting as that. And I'll go on record to say this guy will have a similar impact as Luis Suarez did at Liverpool. But he will add trophies as well along the way. 24 years old, because he's entering that period, and Klopp's gonna love working with this player. He's just gonna love his attitude, his application, that aggressiveness, that never die attitude. And Portuguese football can be tough. It can be tough. We've seen players come from there and make it in the Premiership. Bruno Fernandes, there's been top class players who have come from Portugal. You look at even João Moutinho at 32, 33 at Wolves, who's passing the ball about still doing it in the Premiership. You look at Ruben Neves. This guy, even though he's Colombian, he's played at Portugal for the last 3 years. It's the perfect time to him for 24. He's gonna blow us away. I can't wait until he graces that pitch. Anfield in a red shirt.
Samunske says, big up Grizz. Thank you very much for the super chat. It says, big up Grizz, first to go live with the news. Listen, when the Thiago news broke last season, I had to wake up, but I didn't have my own channel to do the stream. Today, Avi started ringing me 7:20, 7:15 in the morning.
As soon as Joyce put a tweet out, I rang you.
I didn't sleep until about 5 a.m., 4 a.m. anyway, because we had heard from Colombian journalists that the deal was near enough agreed. And I spoke with Avi and I said, this should get confirmed in the morning by the big dogs of the Liverpool journalist section. And we decided that as soon as they break it, we're going to come on live. So look, guys, Liverpool, FSG, Edwards, Ward, there's been a lot of, what's the word, Avi? A lot been spoken about them. And look, there's no getting away from it.
In a negative light, yeah.
In a negative light, and there's no getting away from it. A lot of it, most of it, deserved. Because, we're behind. We are behind in the transfer windows in terms of player recruitment, investment on the pitch. But Avi, this, and we called, looking back, I don't apologize, but I called it the legacy summer last summer. But I've been saying it, and you've been saying as well, we're going to make up for it this summer. And there's always a plan, there's always a method to our madness. This is an absolute great start to the madness that I believe we're about to pull off this summer. This is a fantastic start to the summer, almost, you could say. You know what I mean when I say summer, like, in the following windows, in terms of player investment. The price makes sense, the age makes sense, the caliber of player makes sense. I want you to tell me, this is when people talk about the pull of Liverpool. This is in its full effect, right? Because there was other clubs interested in him. In fact, there was other clubs that have made better offers for him. Yet he bided his time and he wanted us.
Came out, I was surprised because and we said, and I said it on my Twitter feed as well, that this player, he can play at a much higher level. Higher level being a Liverpool, a Manchester City, a Chelsea. I wouldn't say United because they're not there, even though they keep buying superstars. And I was surprised that it was kind of not advanced, but it was left to the player that, look, we'll accept an offer. But then you thought, is Patrici playing games? But Tottenham was serious. But as soon as we came in, the word Liverpool, and he would have Grizz, he would have known a lot more about our club when he came to visit us. A game that me and you were both at, at Anfield, the Liverpool Porto game. He would have seen that atmosphere, even though it was a game which we had already, even though we had already qualified for the Champions League, it was a great atmosphere. He would have seen that. And he said, I want this. I want to be part of this. I want to be at this club. And yeah, as soon as Liverpool come knocking, the whole project comes knocking. The facilities at Kirby, let alone let's get to Jurgen Klopp, but everything that's the way it's structured. And he'll have players there, who help him. South American players like Fabinho, Roberto Firmino, Jota, who's come from Portugal. There's players around there who will support him and nurture him, and it's a brilliant signing. And look, Grizz, a signing of that quality has rejuvenated the fans again. Hopefully that will now dampen the talk of any negativity in regards to SSG. Let's enjoy these last 5 months. Let's see what this player does, because I really believe Luis Diaz, he won't need a bedding in period like a Fabinho did, like a Naby did, like an Oxlade did, or a Robertson did when they come. Luis Diaz is coming for the now. Like, this ain't a project for next season. He's coming for the last 5 months to absolutely obliterate the league. I'm not sure on the Champions League, because some people are saying he can play in the Champions League. Some people aren't saying that he can't, but I'm pretty sure that rule was changed and he will be available for the Champions League too. We're going to see the best of him straight off.
So I just want to break some more news live on our show. Porto have accepted our offer for Luis Diaz. It's pretty much confirmed now. People are asking, is this real? Is this real? Yes, we are live at 8 a.m. now in the UK. It's what time in Mexico? No, where are you now?
No, it's 12:20.
12:20 in Mexico. It's not too bad. Porto have accepted our bid, our offer for Luis Diaz. Luis Diaz, ladies and gentlemen, will be a Liverpool player pending a medical. The smile on Bluechip's face,
I don't think. I swear to God, I don't think I'm gonna sleep tonight.
Mr. Singh, with a generous super chat, thank you. We really appreciate that. He says, hats off to you both. Sher means lions, for calling this one a very long time ago. I'm isolating. Cheered me up. Glassy tonight. Siddigal, you'll never walk alone. Hope you get well soon, my brother. Take care. Hopefully you and the family are all good and safe. Have a glassy on Avi. That's all I can say.
Because do you think this? Just got a question for you. Do you think this was Julian Ward's first deal, or a little parting gift from Edwards, or both?
So I believe this is Julian Ward's deal. I believe Michael Edwards has been on gardening leave for a little while, but obviously that may or may not come out from the club. But that's what I believe. I did mention this to you that, I think that's the case. But whoever whether it's Edwards, whether it's Ward, you wanted this player like mad. We have now pending a medical. Please, no hiccups, mess ups. Pending a medical, we now have Luis Diaz.
Then, because they've got a qualifier. He will play in the qualifier, won't he?
He will play in the cauliflower. First and foremost, can we get some likes up in the building? Because we have put on the stream just to share this good news for you guys. There's over 300 of you guys, dedicated brothers and sisters in here. Like the stream so we can fill you in with bits and bobs that we know. Regular contributor, Antichus says, fantastic new, over the moon, Carvalho next. I believe Carvalho as well will be a Liverpool player probably soon. Rabadam says, I can't believe we're doing this. I'm in shock. We're not in shock, but we can't believe we're doing it right now, Avi. This was earmarked. So basically, Avi, the reliable journalists, of course, when we speak, no one listens to us. Why should they listen to me and you, Avi? But the reliable journalists have said that this was earmarked in the summer, like I believed it was. Yeah. I done a recent poll to ask my followers, and the three players that I put on was Rafinha, Bowen, and Diaz. And internally in mine, in your conversations, we always talk about who's the right fit, Avi, and you was like, Grizz, it's a tight one. But, for me, it's Diaz. And what always swayed me to Diaz was the fact that Salah plays on that right. And in my opinion, Rafinha and Bowen are absolutely at their best on the right. Whereas Diaz is always the best. Every time we've spoke about him, we've seen him, he's been amazing work from the left. This was more vital for me than getting someone in on the right. I don't know how, and through the middle as well, because of the fact that Jota can play through the middle. Do you agree with that?
I do. As long as Salah signs our contract, but Grizz, I have a funny feeling, a sneaky feeling, Diaz is coming in as a 9 for us rather than the left. I know he plays predominantly in the left, but I think he's coming to Liverpool where Klopp will do what he likes to do with certain players in our squad. I think he turns him into a number 9. Fluent number 9 in terms of he'll drift from left.
I absolutely agree. We done a show recently where we discussed Diaz in one of the Tic Tac transfer shows. I don't think he was on that one, and that was my guess as well, that he will eventually, in my opinion, very possibly could be the Bobby replacement, because I rate him on a footballing intellect on that level, technically for sure. And he's got that, you spoke about, and you made a brilliant point. And look, I may be overpraising you here, but it's allowed today. I'm giving you, I'm not going to have any goes and digs at you today, right? Because you are not worthy.
Actually, you've been good all week, considering 30, so you've been good all week.
You spoke about the aggressiveness in his play, and that's absolute key. I think he's an aggressive attacker. And all our attackers are aggressive. Jota, Mane, Mo have got that aggressiveness in their play. They go for the throat. This guy is that too, right?
There's so many similarities with Suarez. I really do. He hasn't got that dirty attitude that Suarez has. But
I think he has.
I think he may adopt it into Liverpool, but adopt it in a clever way where Klopp will say, "Go over the edge, but remember, just keep it within the limit." And I think as a 9, the way he can press, he will press like a young Bobby did when Bobby first came to under Klopp the system. I know Bobby of late, he's not the quickest of pressing anymore. Obviously, with age and game time, he's still a brilliant footballer. But Diaz will be what Bobby was, when he first broke through Klopp's team and system. He'll be a pest. That's the best thing to describe him.
Absolutely.
He'll be a pest.
Absolutely. A pest, but a technical pest. I think a cross between Suarez and I think, he's got the energy. He's got the energy and strength of not quite a Mane, but he's got that. Do you remember we saw that ability him on the touchline when we actually went to see him at Anfield? And we wanted to see him up against sort of roughhouse challenges, the Anfield crowd. And do you remember there was a couple of things he done on the touchline that caught our eye? We went, okay, we like that. And look, I think I'm absolutely in agreement with you. I think he's made for the Premier League. You know, I've got a couple of super chats I want to get through, Avi. Shaq, shout out to Shaq. Welcome to LFC, Luis Diaz. Up next, dear Bala. Not so sure, brother. Not so sure about that. But you never know with Liverpool. Elliot says, morning, gentlemen. Up the Reds. Love. What? Oh, EJC. I beg your pardon. Shout out to EJC. I'm so sorry. Yeah, shout out to EJC. We've got Asim in the house who says, Avi, you broke the news ages ago. GOAT. Absolutely, brother. Avi called it from the start. Captain Sale says, yep. Brothers, this is why I woke up for him. My God. Big K's in the building. I had to wake up for Avi. Keith Cross in the building. Big K. Go mouth. Hot take strikes again. Ari, this January being the best time to get the best deals for players. 20 million euros saving on this buyout clause in January is mental. EU clubs need the money and we have it. So happy for you, Avi. Keith, absolutely. We're overjoyed for Avi, but I'm absolutely ready to give your flowers for breaking this down on the last show we done. Avi, I don't know if you saw it, but he spoke about this. He said, this January window is a myth that shit can't be done, especially in the climate that we're in terms of European clubs.
We'll need the cash flow.
Yeah, so that's what I spoke about as well last night to you, or a couple of nights ago. We spoke about the fact that Porto need this cash, and we can force it. My God, we forced it, Avi. My God, this is... and I'm in agreement with you again in terms of, I think this is one of those significant signings that you speak about in terms of Suarez, Sturridge, Coutinho. I think it's as significant as that. Sorry?
January 2. You forgot Van Dijk.
Yeah, no, but Van Dijk was obviously already agreed. Yeah, but it shows you that obviously we're not trying to preempt this one too much, but the January market has been a successful market for us, barring last January because when we didn't do it. But obviously, again, even looking back at January, it makes sense now because we had a plan for the summer, which was Konate, which we couldn't bring forward. Do you remember the argument we were... was why can't we bring it forward? Because Leipzig didn't agree to. This was earmarked for the summer, but Porto have agreed to bring it forward. And we've been forced into the market because of Spurs and United going for him, because United went in for him as well. It's a great feeling, isn't it?
You just need confirmation. I'm sure the listeners, one of them must know, is Diaz eligible for the Champions League? Because that in itself is a
I believe he's not.
He's not up there.
I'm here to be corrected. I stand to be corrected, but I'm guessing he's not. Good signing by FSG on Hook. Midfield still weak, Shaka says. Now's not the time to, it's not going to be addressed in January. If the midfield is not addressed, then absolutely they are off the hook. But we firmly believe. Absolutely.
This goes to show, and look, I'm not here to be, a spokesman for FSG, far from it. But
well,
yes, maybe I love John too much, but yes, we made them. Yes, we made a mistake last January with, Kabak and Ben Davis, because we were waiting for Konate, and maybe we should have got a, better quality of defender in January. Maybe we should have pushed for Konate in January. But this January, we've learned, Diaz was on the verge of maybe going to Spurs, and we had to nip in. We couldn't look at second, third options down the summer. We had to get in, and we paid the money where they needs to be paid. Where money needs to be paid. Liverpool will do it. And yeah, we probably are still.
We've always said this. Where there is, we see value long term. So apparently, more brilliant news. He is now eligible for the Champions League. The rules have been changed.
Yeah.
Well, that makes us smile, and makes us even more happy, I guess, because absolutely.
The Klopp may go with Mane, Jota, and Salah against Inter, but imagine being on a Diaz, 70th minute to stretch the opposition's legs.
Not even stretch, because the guy can. I tell you what it is. And shout out to our brother from Keithley. up north of England sides. He sends in a super chat for the support of the channel. Big up, and he's obviously probably saying big up, Avi, and congratulating you because we have some conversations in our WhatsApp groups, don't we? And so everyone knows how you feel right now. So this is that's for you, man. But I'll tell you what it is. You know, this low block that we speak about in our attackers, and we haven't got the variety in our attack, and we struggle against low block. This guy is used to playing against low blocks, left, right, and center in Portugal, because every team Porto play a low block against Porto because they are the number one team. And this guy's ability to beat players one-on-one is a major factor in breaking down low blocks, have you?
Look at his goal against Man City, Etihad. You know, he gets the ball and he runs with the ball. He carries the ball and a great finish. I think he scored twice against them as well. So he has done it against the big teams. Not just doing it in the Portuguese league, he can do it in the Champions League as well. He scored this season against Milan. And I thought at Anfield he had a great first. He had a good first half. Should have took on the shot instead of passing it to Ivan Nilsson, your favorite player, Grizz. But you know
who's my favorite player?
Evan Nelson, whatever his name.
I'll stop it. See what I'm saying? You still can't have a dig. You're still having a dig at me, innit? I'm giving you your flowers.
That's his name.
Go on. But more flowers for Avi. Jeevan with the bins with the super chat. He says lovely cushion header to Avi. That's why, if you notice, Avi's got a bandage around his head, because it was a lovely cushioned header by Avi. Big up to Grizz and Avi for calling this years ago. Big ears and Premier League coming. Oh, we deserve this. Look, don't call me sir. Please stop this. I'm your brother. I'm your friend. This is real, brother. This is very real. Tottenham fans must be fuming. Absolutely. Mukhtar says Tottenham fans must be fuming. They must be, Avi. I mean, I was chatting to him. I was with the shout out to my big six crew. And Toby was asking me about Luis Diaz all night, Avi. He was like, so Grizz, what kind of players? I said, I'm hurting. Don't keep asking me. I'm hurting because he's so, like you said, I can so see him in a Conte outfit. The tenacity, the hard work, the effort, the willingness to come back, join in attack. Conte demands that very much like Klopp. So I was like, he was like, how is he going to fit in with Son and Harry Kane? And I was like, I don't want to tell you, man. I don't want to hurt. This is like hurting me every time I'm speaking about him. You know, because he would have fit in. He would have fit into a Conte template as well.
Brilliantly well. I want to give a shout out to Matt Hayes, who WhatsApped me on Monday when because he's a Spurs fan as well. He WhatsApped me saying, "Abby, tell me about Diaz." I said, "Matt, if you don't get him, I'll be fuming. But I said, yeah. I think he holds out personally till the summer because I believe we will come knocking for him." And he goes, "Oh, I hope not. I think we could get it done." So shout out to Matt because I know he'll be very upset today. Reading the news this morning.
I mean, this is
Joe spoke.
I mean, this is how we feel, isn't it, Abby? It's like everyone. Liverpool fan base is like Liverpool fan base is like, this is a dream. We can't believe it. You know, it's like we're so deprived of transfers and activity. And how many times have we said it? Every time we do stuff in the market, it's fucking top quality. It's just we don't do enough of it. But very much like last summer where we done Konate very early and, you know, set the ball rolling. I know it's late in this window, but, you know, we've only done it in this window because of the fact that Spurs came in for him. But it's a brilliant start to the, what do we call it? Rebuild or, you know, just...
the build, the next cycle of...
The next cycle of, exactly. And how old is he? He's 25?
He's going to be 25, I think. Later on this month, actually. Later on this month? No, I think in the next few days, or he's going to be 25 in February. I'm pretty sure.
There you go. Mem says, nice to see Grizz giving Avi his flowers opposed to boiling his piss. Listen, I'm a very fair man. People that know me, including Avi, knows I'm a very, very fair man. So it is what it is, man.
Yeah, so my birthday is on the 11th of January. His birthday is on the 13th of January. So he turned 25 on the 13th, 2 days after me.
Well, there you go. Just turned 25. People are saying. Messi FC says, surely Tottenham are used to the bottle, Grizz. Avi deserves this. John Henry redeemed him. But this shows we have money. I'm not worried anymore. I've been.
Finding that we.
Asad always wants to argue and fight, doesn't he? I've been cussing the accent. I've been cussing the pronunciation. I haven't been cussing the player. My God, he just wants to start on me, doesn't he, Avi? Like, you know what I mean? Like, we've been having banter about the pronunciation, which, to be fair, he can say what he wants now about him.
Entering the competition, entering the Carabao Cup final, he's eligible for that. He's eligible for obviously the FA Cup. We'll look at the Champions League. Some saying that he is eligible, some saying he isn't. This last sort of 5 months, this last final run, Grizz, he could be that signing that just not that we need rejuvenating because we've done well. Not that we need rejuvenating because we've done really well, but it's giving everyone a lift. It will give everyone a lift.
And
the way he trains, the reports that come out, especially Copa America last summer, the coach was saying that he trained like he plays football. And it's easy saying that, he should be training hard. But there's very few players out there that just give it 100%, like a Suarez does in training, Messi, Ronaldo, you presume. But this kid, I call him kid, but this player, Luis Diaz, he will give it his all in every session. And imagine club sessions, how intense they are. This guy will give it his all.
Keith says, are we anticipating outgoings, lads? Yes, I do anticipate a couple of outgoings before the window. I did think that, and I tweeted that Nat Phillips very early on, I said Nat Phillips will be leaving this window. I did report of Newcastle and Watford interest. It has been confirmed by reliable journalists that Newcastle and Watford did make offers for Nat Diaz. I called him Nat Diaz. So who's the MMA fighter? Huh?
Nate Diaz. You're talking about Nate Diaz.
I know, and I meant to say Nat Phillips, but because Diaz is in my mind, I said Nat Diaz. But yeah, I think Nat Phillips will be allowed to leave. I think I know one side, brilliant news and good news, and you're over the moon and everything. I think this could spell the end for another one of your favorites. I know it's recently come out that Taki is attracting interest as well from other clubs. Thoughts on that?
It was a bittersweet. I like Taki. Unfortunately, there's a lot of Liverpool fans who think he's not good enough, which is fair enough too. I just don't believe he's ever given a chance in his saving position. I don't think he will. I don't think he does fit that system. I'd love it if he stays, but out of those forwards, if there's one right now in terms of is there someone that we can get rid of in January, I don't think it's Divock. I think it will be Taki. So Taki maybe for 10 or 12 million.
Yeah. Dinesh Korea, India's number one in Test cricket. Avi's best supporter and fan and friend and brother. Morning, gentlemen, and everyone. Have a wonderful weekend. When is the signing going to happen? FSG, like when they just surprise us. The signing will happen when obviously the club announce it, brother. But by all intents and purposes, it's been agreed. I know the medical has been booked. So we're always going to get we always get the absolute negatives who just don't see any light at the end of the tunnel. This will mean no summer signing. Dan, it doesn't mean no summer signing. Come on, brother. Come on. Yeah, look, Fab can tweet what he wants, but we know who the big dogs are, right, Avi? We know who the real big dogs are. And literally what we said in the WhatsApp, we were literally discussing Fabrizio is not the source, is not the connect for this deal. But listen, yeah, look, it's true. There is going to be a bit of outgoing. There is going to be, and I'm in agreement with being fine and okay with rejigging the attack. If it means Origi and Taki making way for possibly another attacker in the summer alongside at least one central midfielder, I'm okay with it, Avi. I've told you, you called it harsh, my outburst on Origi, but I'm sticking by that. I'm done with him.
We needed him fit. He hasn't been fit, with Salah and Mane going off to the AFCON and Naby obviously a midfield issue, but Divock's he's not been seen for the last month and a half, 6 weeks. So Yeah, and it's not happened. It's happened a few times like this where we've needed a Origi fit to be an option, but he hasn't been. So yeah, Origi and Taki. Unfortunately for Taki, I think it could spell the end for them. I think it could spell the end for maybe a Mane or Firmino or someone. You get another attacker in. I think that could be another way of thinking as well for the next part of the
But
cycle.
I'm
Because
okay with that as well. I'm
yeah,
okay with. I'm not
yeah,
okay. I'm more than okay. But what I mean by that is, I'm done with the sentiment and give him another chance. And let's you know.
he knows when a forward's not working out, like an Alito, Aguero. Okay, Aguero heart issues, but when he was at Man City, he could have gone on another season.
Um,
He's gone and brought Julian Alvarez. Yeah, he's gone and brought one of South America's young talents from River Plate. He's going to be quite a player. So we've got to do the same. We've got to be ruthless sometimes.
Lennon, appreciate the chat, but I've just told you guys just before. It's not submit a bid. The bid's been accepted. So Fabrizio is late on this one, but we don't want to slander Fabrizio on this show. Good luck to him, and what an amazing, amazing man he is and the work he does. But he's behind on this deal. I can tell you that for a
I think
fact.
there's good relations with Porto as well. I think obviously the Grujic deal, obviously Vitos Matos, who was one of the coaches at Liverpool now, who was at Porto as well. So relations must be good, and I
Absolutely,
think
absolutely. Vito
PS and Joyce,
Matos.
they wouldn't say anything if they knew the deal was done. So yeah, I think it's pretty much nailed on.
Well, yeah, the fact that there's I know of a medical that is planned, set, suggests that we're very confident and adamant that this will be done and we will get the player. Um, yeah, look. Um,
Obviously, Julian Ward, if this is his first deal,
say again.
if this is Julian Ward's first deal that he's done,
Yeah,
what a
what a way
way
to.
to actually introduce yourself as a sporting director.
Absolutely, absolutely. Oh, I love it. I love it. People all the way in Australia having his dinner and a beer in Melbourne, watching. Shout out to you, sir. Shout out to you. But yeah, look, people are made up for you, Avi. It's amazing. People are more made up
So
for you than they are for Liverpool Football Club. Um, Acquiring a fantastic player, Luis Diaz. But that's the way. People asking Gomez on his way out. Look, I've said it as well. I tweeted a few days ago that I believe if we get an offer that we deem good, I think Joe Gomez would be sold. That's just my belief. Again, take it how you want, but I believe if we receive an offer in the region of around 50 million, we would sell Joe Gomez. I will reveal who I believe is our number one centre back target, but you'll have to tune in for the transfer show, the tic tac, tic tac, tic tac, 3 times, isn't it, Heavy? Yeah, transfer show. This one's always being asked, and ND says cover for Trent in the summer. It's probably the most difficult position, isn't it, to think about, isn't it? Have you cover for Trent? Like, how do you do
I've
that?
liked I've liked Nico this season. I've liked him a lot this season. Nico going forward defensively too. I mean, you're not going to get you're not going to get a like for Trent. If Nico wants to hang around, and I think Nico will want first team football.
I
If
think
he wants to
so.
hang around, I think Trent or there's another right back at Porto's out of contract. Jesus Corona. He's available on a free transfer, handy player. I'm at 28, so
Oh,
he could
Buscard
be
now. Stop, and leave Porto alone now.
just saying with his options.
Yeah, can you just leave Porto alone, like before they start coming for you? Like leave Porto alone, and they when they look, yeah, people waking up to the news can't believe what's going on. People are asking, what have we woken up to? It's brilliant. This is what it does, as you said. It just sort of brightens up everyone, doesn't it? The mood, the around the camp.
Especially last summer, Grizz. Look, we were expecting one or two bodies, two bodies on top of Kanate. It didn't happen. The central midfielder should have been pivotal regarding, when you think about the injuries that our current midfield has and, the lack of availability. But January, it could have easily like been another January where we spent nothing and there's more negativity upon the club. Even though we're in the final of the Carabao Cup, even though we're still challenging for the league, even though we're in the knockout stage of the Champions League, FA Cup, Cardiff next, who knows what can happen in that competition. a player of this signing, it's gonna uplift everyone. And FSG need to realize that we're not asking for the Mbappes, the Haalands, or big.
Well, this is the kind of thing. This is the kind of signing, the profile of player that we're absolutely over the moon with.
Yeah, 100%.
We've always said
100%.
this. You know, give us the 40, 50 million players. And I've said this openly. How many times have I said this, Avi? I couldn't give a shit how much we spend. As long as we invest in players that we think are right for this team, a right squad. So if Diaz costs 70 million, I couldn't give a shit. I know certain people were saying, oh, really overrated. Do you remember all those people that gave us abuse about saying, Luis Diaz, meh, not seen much of him, doesn't look. And we were like, shut up. Shut up. What do you know?
By James Milner. Played by James Milner.
Do you know what I mean? Oh, my brother Adam is in the tower. You deserve this. Adam knows. Adam, shout out for the generous super chat. That's my personal friend, Avi. Can you say hello to Adam, please? That's Dr. Adam.
Yeah. I know from school, yeah.
Yeah, exactly. So can you
please... He's a doctor. You became a podcaster. So what went wrong with you then? How come you're not a doctor?
Well, you know, he left me, didn't he? We went our separate ways, but we used to talk.
He had a break.
Every day on school, we used to talk about Liverpool, and we had dreams of winning the league. And Adam, we won the league. Not only did we win the league, I now host my own football channel. And, you know, I hope I've made you proud like you made your parents proud, you know, by becoming a doctor. But big up yourself, Adam. You're an absolute legend. But yeah, look, people are saying, is this real? People waking up all around the world and saying, is this real? This is the effect Liverpool transfers has. It just shows you, like, we're so deprived. Look, people are saying Mane will be sold and this, that. Relax. Just relax, everyone. Take it all in. No, this doesn't mean Salah. This doesn't mean put yourself on mute instead of, you know, just put yourself on mute. You know? I know, just put yourself on mute. That's the thing to do, isn't it? You know, instead of... Of course, you know. Well, listen, I'm going to let you go if you want to go. Let's. People are sort of asking, what does this mean for who's going to be sold? Calma.
State for what it is.
Exactly.
Let's enjoy it.
Well, let's make sure there's no hiccups with the medical and.
I think he might be pulled for the qualifier. I think he might get pulled for that, Grizz.
Is it a qualifier? Is it a friendly? Can people tell us if the Colombia game today is a friendly or a qualifier? Because that may...
World Cup qualifier. And they're fifth and they need to win. Yeah, they need to win as well. Yeah,
so no, it's very unlikely that he's pulled out of it. But our Dean says he's playing tonight at 9 p.m. I do believe suddenly the viewing figures for that game will be through the roof, right? Like me and you definitely will be watching it. In fact, I may set up a watch along. No promises, channel subscribers, valued subscribers and viewers. No promises like Avi makes promises. You know, I'm going to do this, I'm going to do that. But there may be a watch along for the Luis Diaz, just for Luis Diaz tonight. Yeah, people are saying it's a World Cup qualifier. But Avi, we promised to go on for about 20 minutes, 30 minutes. I know you need to get sleep. Any last words? Anything that you want to say?
Yeah, if I had a big play in this, no, just look, he's a player that I loved from the minute that I saw him at Porto, and I just can't wait till he lights up Anfield. And I can't, you know, like it's just this new cycle now, Klopp, and he's going to be the perfect Klopp player, and I'm over the moon. I might not show it at the moment.
No, you can't. I know for a fact.
I'm on heavy sort of medicine as well, but
I was going to say, I know this is, people are probably wondering, this is not Avi. This is Avi's very quiet. There's a few reasons. There's a few reasons. His amazing, lovely, shout out to his missus is sleeping. So he has to be quiet. They're not at home. They're actually out and about on a tour of Mexico, and he has to be quiet, you know. And he's been under sedation,
heavy medication.
So yeah, no. So, but when he sort of okay in about 48 hours, in about a few days, we will do a more comprehensive show on this. we will have a huge, full comprehensive with the rest of the red fellas in the building, and we will sort of we'll cover this and all other stories that are going around, and then you'll see the real Avi. But this one was just an emergency show we had to set up. There was no way we were not going to be the first ones to go live with this news. Absolutely.
500 listeners at 8, 9 in the morning back home. Big up to every single one of you guys.
Yeah, well, I hope they've liked the stream and subscribed if they haven't. Big up you guys. We've tried to bring you the breaking news as early as possible. As I said, check it out later on today, possibly, maybe tomorrow. We'll do a more comprehensive coverage of the deal and the type of play we're getting and everything. Look, even Arsenal players are saying, as an Arsenal fans, I'm scared of Luis Diaz. People that know the game, people that know ball, know what Luis Diaz is. Yeah, he did. Look, Mike's right. Avi looks like he went on a mission to convince FSG for Diaz. Bandage and everything was worth it. Absolutely. Avi really went all out. If you go on his Twitter timeline, go and subscribe to Bluechip at Bluechip. Go and subscribe to his Twitter. You will see some of the most amazing, brilliant tweets in the last few days when this Luis Diaz news about Spurs and everything. Avi pulled out all the stops to make sure that he didn't go to Spurs.
I sold all my Bitcoin.
Sold his Bitcoin, phoned John Henry, got him on the blower. Go and check out his voice notes. You haven't deleted them, have you? No. So go and check out at Bluechip on Twitter. Give the guy a follow. He deserves it. But yeah, I think that's it, guys. We will, as I said, this was just an emergency stream we had to do with the news of Luis Diaz being set to sign for Liverpool pending a medical. Please like on your way out. Shout out to Avi one more time. Get well, Susan. I'll chat to you later on. Get some sleep. And we'll chat when you wake up later on. People in the chat, thank you very much. We're here hopefully to give you more and more good news throughout the summer as well as it comes along. Like, subscribe, share, tell your friends. We out of here. Avi, hit that outro and we done. Take care.